one click. What's going on, cigar world? What's going on, cigar enthusiasts? This is Jack, the cigar enthusiast, and I am back. We are back with another episode of the Virtual Smoke Deck. What's up, fellas?
What's going on? What's going on?
What's good? What's good?
You know, we still got to get this right, man. All right, we're gonna do
It's time out, Jack. It won't get right until you stop wearing football paraphernalia on the Virtual Smoke Deck.
Here you go.
Agreed.
I think that's the bad luck curse. It's a fucking curse. That's what it is. That's why it won't get right.
Hey, look, I don't want to hear none of that crap. You know, the Eagles is currently tied, and I am on the Virtual Smoke Deck. So I don't even want to talk crap because I don't even know if we're gonna win. So nevertheless,
you can't take crap about football from somebody that don't watch sports.
Yeah. You watch soccer, bro. You watch soccer. Hey man, look at our friend Charles is out in Ybor City.
Oh man.
Yo, what's up, Charles?
Hey, my guy. You've been smoking good this whole week. Man,
And
so
he's
we are
been
the
drinking
Virtual
good.
Smoke Deck, man. Everybody give y'all introductions. I forgot to do that. I'm Jack, the cigar enthusiast,
I'm Johnny the cigar banker.
And I'm Sean with the smoking section.
and we are the Virtual Smoke Deck, man. Today we got a great show scheduled for you guys. We got Matt Booth in the building. Man, if you're watching this from Facebook, don't be the only one that had this amazing content at your fingertips. Go ahead and start a watch party, share, get the content out, man. Get everybody in, share it to your favorite group, whatever the case may be. And if you're watching from from YouTube, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, turn the notification bell, give us a huge thumbs up, and also go share that thing too. Go share that thing. We got the dad, we got Pops in the building.
Oh, Pop's chilling in.
The OG.
We got Pops in
The
the building,
OGM,
man.
the original Gangster Monroe, right there.
Hey, come on, y'all better preach some, man. Y'all better preach some.
Yeah,
Hey, man,
he just got back from a long road trip too. He just got back from a very long one, like a week and a half long, out on the Corvettes with the Corvette Club, chilling, going to all sorts of places.
He had a freaking amazing time, man.
Oh yes, yes.
He had a freaking amazing time. So, hey, look, guys, we got a show to get to. So, man, we got one great for you guys. After this, the introduction, we'll go ahead and roll into this thing. Hey, let's get it.
Let's do it.
We off in this place, catching vibes, sit back and we blaze in the sky like I'm out of space.
Man, what's going on, man? Again, we got Matt Booth in the building. What's up, Boofy?
What's happening? How are you guys?
Hey, we are good.
Doing good, man. Doing good.
Hey, you didn't like that,
Honored
Johnny?
to be here.
That's cute, man. That's cute. That's
That's
real
his
cute.
name.
Boofy?
It's Boofy, baby.
Okay.
You know what's interesting is many people call me many things, right? Over the years. And even in the military, some of my friends used to call me Boof, right? And so this whole thing evolved, into Boofy. And then once upon a time, I was in Pittsburgh visiting some good friends of mine at the Leaning House there. And, on the West Coast, we call it keistering. But on the East Coast, before it was also to refer to ingesting drugs and alcohol through your asshole, it was the act of hiding contraband in your anus. It was boof, to boof something. And I thought, this is amazing that my nickname actually means hiding stuff, concealing your unmentionables in your asshole. And now
listen, Matt,
kids are
go
just
ahead.
doing it.
Matt, when you said you started out saying something about the Marine Corps, and I instantly knew that's where you were going because I'm prior Army, man. So when I
Right.
heard Boofy, I'm
the
like,
butt.
you got that from the Marine. Yeah, I'm not.
Like basically the military basically is, rear entry.
Oh man.
Hey,
Man.
No? Yeah?
Yeah.
Speaking of the military and rear entry, right? So when I
You
went
know
to
what I'm talking-
MEPS,
Yeah.
when I went to MEPS, I lie to you not, at Fort Jackson, I think he just retired. This guy was like 70 years old. His name was Dr. Condom. Anyone that has gone to Fort Jackson MEPS, they know who Dr. Condom is. How unfortunate, right? I mean, he out here checking out your fucking genitals and making you cough 2 times and shit, and his name was Dr. Condom. Dr. Condom.
You know,
Anyways.
You know the symbol.
as time goes on in that environment, you know, you become one with, you know, all the people around you.
You do.
And this is really, you know, if you had some of the guys I was in with on here, they might, and I don't want to be so forward. I don't like to assume or, you know, speak for other people, but I would say there's probably a good chance that they would mention at some point that I became somewhat of, you know, the entertainment department of our platoon. I like to bring, you know, because, you know, being in the infantry for 4 years is not the easiest way to live your life and not the easiest environment to live in. So I always found that, you know, some humor went a long way sometimes. So, you know, there are many stories they have. Davalos always likes to tell the story, you know, because from time to time, what I would do is, if we were actually not in the field, I would find ways to entertain myself. Actually, you know what? I'm selfish. Because I was really doing it for myself, and the byproduct of it was that other people got a laugh out of it. Yeah.
Right.
I was entertaining myself. It was almost like my therapy for myself, right? Self-care, self-love.
Oh man.
There's self-care. So in the act of self-care, man, it's almost braggy. We got to have other people tell the stories, because if I tell them, it's ridiculous.
I can only imagine where these stories can go. So we're gonna do a hard right turn. Actually, we're gonna.
Oh, you don't even. Oh, I'm sorry. Is this a fucking PG show? I didn't.
No.
Why are you having me on such a show?
Hey, Jack was in the Navy. Trust me, he knows.
Hey, look.
They get down over there, man.
And he knows how I feel about Marines. I was on amphibs too, so them mother suckers, man. Goddamn, eat up all your damn food, stank up the whole hallway.
Yep.
And I'm like, God, Lee, what do you guys do?
Savages.
And whoop each other's ass in the hangar bay for 7 hours. Mm-hmm. Like drenched wet, and it's like you guys are doing sit-ups on each other, you know.
He said on each other.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's like movie.
Matt, it's a pleasure to have you on the show, man.
Oh man, the pleasure's mine.
We have a lot in store for you. I told the guys last week, I said, hey, Matt is a very, very interesting character. So you never know what you're going to get from Matt. And I also say, don't look at him when you talk, because you know the facial expressions will throw you off. Like now, so tell us why your facial expressions are so epic all the time.
Look, man, I just do what's natural, and I don't think about it. So, I mean, if that's, you know, your words. You use the word epic, not me. I would never be so brazen as to claim that anything that I did was epic. I just do my best, you know. I do my best.
You know, talking about epic, I mean, you got out the Marines with the aspirations to, you know, create a cigar brand. Fast forward to multiple years later, you have sold that. Nobody still don't know the price that you got for it, but I would imagine, you know, a couple million for sure. And I would say, if anything you have done in life is epic, that's epic, because not too many people can build something, grow something, and then sell it in the magnitude and still be able to be a part of the growth process of that brand.
Well, man, I mean, the opportunity for that transaction came at the right time for me and for our brand family, and also for the guys at STG. It was really good timing, and it was the right deal for both of us. But, you know, my work is not done with the brand, and we have many, many galaxies to climb through in the cigar business, you know, a whole lot more, although we've been through many adventures, right? A whole lot more road in front of us than there is behind us. And I think that's saying a lot in terms of brand building and in that space. So we came to an arrangement that kind of made sense for both of us. And, you know, like, I don't think it would have been the correct move, at least on my side, to not remain. and provide guidance for the brand.
Now, Matt, question real quick. I mean, since we're kind of starting from the beginning, how does it feel to kind of be that type of person to almost start the era of what we would consider boutique cigars? How does it feel to kind of be the one that kind of started that? You weren't really a traditional family. You were kind of starting your own path, and you've kind of paved the way for a lot of different companies out there. I mean, would you?
Well, man, I wasn't the first to be doing it, but I think it's a fair statement that I can say that I was one of the first.
Correct.
At this stage, right? And I remember. Although my memory is failing me in many ways, I do remember vividly starting. One of the sentiments that I had was, hey, I want to say I was about the third person.
Yeah, I know that you were one of the founding fathers of the boutique era.
Yeah, because you were in there. Your I like to call it your draft class, or your class was comprised of John Hubert. He was in that same time frame. Pete was in that same time frame. It was a couple other guys that is just slipping my mind that was also in that same time frame of when kind of you started.
Yeah, I mean, Pete was a couple years prior to myself, as was Dion. John Huber at the time was still the marketing director for CAO. He hadn't gone independently yet, but he was still. I would 150% put him in that founding class, right? Because he epitomized the look, the vibe, and the care. Really, all of us are crazy cigar nerds that love it so much. We decided we wanted to try to produce our rendition of this thing that we love so much, right? And I think that. And again, I don't want to put words in anyone else's mouth, but respectfully, I think at least my interpretation of what all these guys are doing, and especially from that initial generation in the boutique game, is that they're all investing themselves authentically into their brands and their product, and the output is authentically them, part of them, and their rendition of premium cigars, man, how they see cigars.
Right.
So to do that, and then, to contribute to that, the evolution of that that segment of the market, and help that group carve out that segment of the market was a really wild experience. And then, to be the first one from the craft sector that sold their brand to one of the majors, I think is another, you can call it another, marker in the path to boutiquedom.
Right. I mean, go ahead, Jack.
No, you got it, Sean.
No, it's really interesting to kind of see, when somebody kind of starts splitting off from what people would consider mainstream. And, would you ever kind of go back and, do you ever look back and say, like, man, I kind of got lucky with this choice to, kind of branch off? Would I do it again? Would I do anything differently? Just the way things wind up going, it's crazy to think that you've gotten where you've gotten for taking that chance and rolling the dice.
It's nothing short of a fucking miracle.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that much.
And that's
sweet. Jesus.
That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, I could tell you oh my God, the stories, man. I mean, the fact that we made it should have never happened. Right.
Yeah.
But there are ingredients there that other people don't have. Namely, one is, I happen to be probably one of the most stubborn fucking people you've ever encountered in your life. So I refuse to stop no matter what. Right. We had additional challenges with our trajectory. We gained and lost momentum multiple times so far in our path. Like, if we had been able to keep and maintain one trajectory, I think that our brand would already be in a very different place. But then we wouldn't be where we are today, which is exactly where we're supposed to be.
Well, that had a lot to do with, the changing of factories and where you did your tobacco. And I mean, because in the beginning years, you were with Davidoff?
Davidoff.
No. Did it?
I worked
Camacho.
with I worked with
Camacho.
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 I was working with the guys at Camacho before they sold their brand to Davidoff.
Yep.
And when they sold, I was able to kind of squeak in there and broker a distribution arrangement for our brand with them exclusively, and that actually lasted for 8 years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so I mean, changing that route. I mean, you changed it blend. Your access to certain tobaccos was a lot different. Even some of the ones that you were that was some of your big ticket items, you weren't able to get the same kind of recipe for that matter, or the same seasoning. That's how I like to say. I know it's not seasoned, it's tobacco, but you know, when you're cooking up something, right? What makes something come out perfect is not about the actual, you know, meat and the tomatoes, and it's the ingredients, the spices that you add to it to make it great.
Oh yeah, man. Well, and look, man, the composition of a cigar is no different than, you know, you call it. I'll say my mom's spaghetti sauce, right? Like you could be given the recipe for my mom's spaghetti sauce, and you could make it at your house, and it would taste completely different.
Completely.
With the same ingredients.
Yep.
Different kitchen, different output, and that is no different in cigar making.
Exactly.
In fact, I think it's the best way you could describe the variation from factory to factory and from touch to touch. You know,
how would you say that the switch when leaving Camacho and kind of branching out and doing different projects with different people, like kind of affected? Do you say that was like one of your low times where you kind of left something that you have been known and curating for 8 years and then kind of went into another direction? Do you feel like that slowed the progression down?
I mean, it was long overdue, the move that needed to be made to align with my vision, my ultimate vision for our cigar brand. You know, one of the key components to what I had foreseen with our brand is that we would work with multiple factories in partnership to create a truly versatile and cohesive offering under our brand name, you know, and you know, in many ways it was starting over too, behind the scenes. Yeah. So, but it was also necessary work. So I guess that's how I'll answer that question.
Absolutely. Sean?
No, I guess one of my main thing is how do you decide who you want to try and partner up with? I mean,
only
I know
the sexy people.
Yeah, which I was going to say that
only
has to be at least people. One of the
I will
one
not
of the contributing
fuck
factors.
With anyone that's not sexy. I won't do it. I go into a meeting with a new factory and I'm like, no,
I'm out. You know what?
I will not, sir.
We got to go somewhere else.
You're not even wearing a scarf. I mean, do something.
Just always remember, no means no. But no, I mean, but how do you decide? You know, like I know that you know, you have so many different collaborations with different people, and I mean, do you just are you at a function one day and say, you know what, this would be really cool if you put your ideas with my ideas and let's just create something completely wild, something that nobody's seen before?
So to answer that is a very good question. I have always related the art of cigar blending to composing music, because when two people or more than two people get together to compose a cigar, similar to like if they get into a situation where they're going to write a song together or fuck around, jam, and try to build a concept together from the cuff, you're always and forever going to create a final output or a final result that is very, very different than what you would have done on your own or what they would have done on their own as well, right? And I look for people that understand how I translate what I feel from tobacco, what I'm looking for in the final result of the cigar composition, right? What I want to achieve with the blend. Henderson and Weber are amazing examples at William Ventura. You know, I give a lot of human characteristic to tobacco, how I describe its personality, right? That's how I communicate. And they have a very, very good way of communicating with me and I with them. And I think that we've created some of our best projects together, really. because of how we both work with each other, but also challenge each other professionally and respectfully simultaneously. Like there are things that they've made that they would have never fucking made in their factory if I wasn't pushing them outside of their comfort zone.
Yeah,
exactly. Because there's one thing they will tell you is that I know what the fuck I want.
Right.
And I'm not going to settle for less than that.
Yeah.
And I think
Hey,
that's
Matt,
important.
so
Ever.
Hey, speaking of
they're very good looking people and have a very good choice in footwear. Very nice boots.
Speaking of William Ventura,
like
and challenges, man, you guys experienced a pretty detrimental fire not too long ago here. Can you talk to us a little bit about that?
Look, man, this is the nightmare for any factory, for any facility, that in the snap of your fingers that they would lose everything, right?
800,000 cigars.
Yeah.
And I mean, no one. I mean, quite frankly, the cigar death toll is still coming in. You know, so. But what I will say is that these people are nothing short of an extension of my family. Yeah. I know them very well over the years, and they've done everything they could to reinforce whatever I was trying to do with our brand and market. And, you know, it's very heartwarming for me to see good karma bringing them support from everywhere, almost instantaneously. Absolutely. You know, so as a unit, they will recover. You know, obviously, I think it goes without saying, but I'll take the time to say it. You know, every transaction in the United States for a product that's made at their factory, whether it be in the name of my brand, Robert Caldwell, some of these other projects, all of this money ultimately goes back to that factory to make more of the shit that you just bought. So, you know, if anyone is looking for ways to support the Venturas, 100% it would be to transact with products that they make. Adventura's their namesake, Henderson's namesake brand, all that stuff. Right. The more you buy has to be replaced.
And you know what's crazy is I seen the pictures of that fire, man, and
that was crazy.
You know, you hear about the fire and know that one, it was very hard because tobacco is combustible, right? Mm-hmm. So you already knew it was very hard to put out and maintain or suppress that fire. But to see the damage that it actually caused from, you know, Robert Caldwell's latest statement that he sent to the retailers as well as put on Facebook is in a complete awe.
Yeah, man. I mean, look, it's a building full of shit that burns.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, from, you know, every table made of wood to tobacco leaves to paper bands and packaging products and boxes. I mean, it's like there's nothing in the fucking place that doesn't light on fire. Yeah.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
And so
fire's scary, man. It moves fast and it takes everything.
It does.
Especially with all that dried out tobacco as well. I mean, you'd think that probably goes up relatively quicker than probably a table that has, you know, some metal legs and everything with it. You probably would think that, you know, the tobacco is the first to probably burn all the way through before anything else
that was
does.
like the kindling, the extra kindling for the fire.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah. So.
And so go ahead. I'm sorry. No, you got it.
No. I think the most important thing to understand is that they're already in the process of active recovery, and you know they have help and support coming to them from all over the world, near and far. So, you know, although it is tremendous, and I'm not going to belittle how phenomenal a challenge it's going to be for them, they will rebuild, and Absolutely. They will rebuild stronger and bigger and badder than ever, and that's just how it goes.
And you know, the biggest thing that I was looking at was, you know, for people like Robert, he came out with like 5 different lines of cigars that he is discontinuing until they can get that factory up. So from what it looks like, did you only have one particular brand with the Ventura's factory, or did you have more?
No, we make multiple products with them. All of our Farce collection, other than Farce Nicaragua, Doomsayer, also the most recent edition of Namakubi, all were made by the Venturas.
Wow.
So where does that put you in far as the building the brand phase of it?
Well, look, man, not only is the benefit of working with multiple factories, which first and foremost, the goal is to achieve very different flavor profiles and products that you could not do authentically and honestly out of one facility, right?
Yeah.
But secondly, you know, I don't have all of my cookies in one jar here. So we have other series that we make in volume with Hatsa, with Hoya de Nicaragua, with AJ, and all those things are still moving along to schedule. And in terms of how this is going to impact us, it will delay replenishment of some of our products, obviously, from the Venturas, but it's not going to be catastrophic.
Yeah.
So, I mean, kind of switching gears, you're in SCG now. What can we expect from the Room
I'm
101
deep inside
brand?
them.
Wow, dang.
I'm deep
Hey,
inside
hopefully you got one of your condoms that you were passing out.
Like,
because you don't want anything to spread, man.
Brown chicken, brown cow.
Passing out condoms, what?
Oh yeah. Hey,
yeah.
They love
Johnny
that
wasn't there for it. Johnny wasn't there for the conversation last week.
No, we made branded rubbers for one of the show.
Now they weren't for us, Johnny.
What's it?
I poked a hole in all of them. Joke's on you, bitches.
Hey.
Oh man. Oh my goodness.
No, so
I told everybody I did. That's all. I put holes in them.
In that same year, you had to know.
My disclaimer.
The urinal pads with your face on it was the year before that, right?
Yeah, but we still do that every once in a while because I like that.
They smell good though.
They have a nice little, you know, it's kind of like, am I at the beach? You know, am I at a truck stop in Iowa? You know, it's got that kind of flavor to it.
Oh man, that's hilarious.
So again, you're deep into STG now. You're fully into your role. Transactions is already cleared and stuff like that. So what's next?
Well, man, I mean, we got a lot of work to do. You know,
Yeah.
I've charted out plans for the brand, you know, 3+ years into the future in terms of product development. And, you know, now we have to keep putting one foot in front of the next and keep pushing, keep building.
Very much so.
And I saw that, I was going to say, I saw that Terry Monroe said in a short synopsis, where can you start to go for an idea to actually start a conversation into starting a brand of cigars? So I guess in layman's terms, like, where did you start?
Terry?
That's Terry. Yes, sir.
Yeah, Terry. So many people come to me and ask me for advice on how they should start a cigar brand. And can I give them any helpful advice? And I tell them, yes, don't. Don't do it. Don't fucking do it, bro. Terry, are you listening to me? Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't fucking do it, man. Just enjoy the cigars. Come down to the factory. We'll fuck around. We'll put a cigar together. You can enjoy it. You can go home and you can still love cigars. Okay?
Yeah.
Just love cigars. Just don't do it. Business ain't for the faint of heart, man.
So why would you say
insist, that? Well, look, and here's the deal. Like, do you know Brandon? He owns Apostate Cigars. Do you know this cat?
I don't know him personally.
So he's a friend of mine, and he was always hyper supportive of me when he worked retail. Listen, bro, this is good. You ask, I give you honest feedback, and you put it together. And there we go. That's good. He's going to do it anyways. He's going to ask somebody else, and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, it's going to be great. Come on down." And then he's going to call me. He's going to DM me 6 months later. He's like, "Booth, I should have listened to you." I'm like, "No shit, no shit, Terry, no fucking shit." So I told Brandon, he was asking me questions about it. I said, "Don't fucking do this, man. Like, don't do it." Because here's the deal. Whoever said, if you do what you love to make a living, you will never work a day in your life, is a complete asshole. Okay? I've never heard something so ridiculous in my fucking life. If you do something that you love to make a living, you should hope to continue to be able to love what it is that you do. Now, I do, but there's a process to that, right? Because once it becomes something that you're monetizing, once it becomes something that is your family's livelihood, it completely changes the dynamic of your relationship with whatever the fuck it is that you're doing. It would be unnatural any other way. So I think that you have to provide your relationship with your craft care.
Yeah.
And that's part of it. That's why I say don't, because a lot of people, quite frankly, just aren't cut out for it.
Hey, Jack,
and I'm not saying that Terry isn't. I'm just saying, like, I'm being protective. That's all.
No, absolutely.
That kind of depends back, Jack, to our conversation last week with Dave. Last week, the week before last, we had with Lafferty.
You're real choppy, Johnny.
Can you hear me now?
Dave Lafferty.
Yeah, we had the same
Dave.
conversation with him about 2 weeks ago, and he was talking to us about people going to any business. They like shoes, so they don't want to make a shoe business. They like cars, so they don't want to go into the car industry. They love cigars, so they can either open up a brick and mortar.
I love cigars. I want to ruin my life. You see people do it all the time.
It's like a love-hate relationship. It's pretty similar to being in the military, man. We love it and we hate it. We love it and we hate it. You fall out of love and then you fall back in love with it. Love ain't gonna hold.
It is a challenge, man.
Yeah.
There's definitely two sides to that blade, man. So, but it is what it is.
But I think a lot of it too, Matt, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, is people have, and Terry, this is gonna, I think, further hit on what he said, and obviously Dan seconded from McAuliffe. I think more than anything, what a lot of people don't realize,
what's up, Dan,
is that there is a lot of freaking work that not only goes into it, but it's a lot more political than you think as well. You know what I mean? Like, it's not just as simple as, hey, hey, Matt, me and you were friends. We talked at X, Y, and Z. Hey, I want to do a cigar with you. Would you sponsor? And he's probably going to look at you and say, fuck no. And it's not because he wants to be an asshole or it's because he doesn't really want to help you. It's because he already sees that you don't have what it takes to cut,
make the cut.
Well, and I'm not judging people on themselves.
Yeah.
I'm judging the business on the severity of the business and what I know that most people are cut out for. And there are far more pitfalls and challenges directly in front of us now than there were when I started. It's never been easy.
Right.
Never been easy. But every year you have to work harder, and seemingly to make less momentum, or less progress almost. You have to work twice as hard to make half the progress. And, I think that that's just something that people have to really consider, man.
Now, Matt, what do you like? What's your process if you have a slow year? So I know that you said, you've had your ups, your downs. What do you do if you bring out a brand new cigar and it didn't do as well as you were hoping to? Now, do you, scrap that idea, or it's back to the drawing board, or, what's your process for that?
Well,
you have
first
a lot
of
of cigars
all,
out there.
Yeah, no, I mean, I would immediately, if something was slow out of the gate, I would up my daily masturbation by at least double. Okay.
By double.
That's one.
So are we double digits now, or are we just?
Bro, I'm 45. We ain't been double digits for some time. Okay, we're still.
I was giving you the benefit of the doubt. Okay,
I
was giving you the benefit of the doubt. Okay, I'm trying.
Oh, it's not like there's dust coughing out of my urethra either. That's probably like 10 more years from now. You imagine?
I mean,
so no, I have. I've been doing this for a minute. And I happen to be somewhat adept at brand science. And it doesn't mean that everything that I do is a banger straight out of the gate. But I've also kind of developed my system to mitigate potential damage in that area the best I can,
Right.
So I haven't, I'm grateful to say that in recent years, I haven't really had a product that hasn't, come into market and hit the ground running.
Right.
But I've had many in the past that did not.
Right.
And I've had many in the past that did not, that then became some of our most sought after and collectible brands.
Yes. I know that for me personally, trying to get the Untitled project, that one seems like it drops every now and then. There he is.
Which one is that?
That was the Cigar Dojo, and I think it was the one that wound up dropping from. It had your face in the bowl of ramen noodles.
I like to put my face on shit.
It was but see, that's one of those ones that you can't find anywhere, and then they wind up dropping it in, Cigar Dojo like once a year, and they sell out within minutes because it's something that people absolutely love, and it's just it's like that one cigar that you can't find, but they love it, and it's one of my personal favorites. But I mean, it seems like every time you wind up bringing a cigar to play, it's there.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, man, like I said, I've released several cigars over the years, and I kind of have and what works for me and my rhythm may not be the exact science for someone else. Right. I think that as long as you're beating your own drum, not to reference my previous reference of beating other things, but beating your own drum, yes, beating your own drum authentically, right?
Right, absolutely.
I think that the currency of authenticity will see you through a lot of things.
So Matt, you just showed us a picture. Let's expound on that picture that you just showed us.
On the DVD of Rocky Patel? I don't even know why I have this. I am obsessed with Rocky Patel. I'm very open about that. I talk about it frequently.
What's your obsession with Rocky Patel?
I just think he's a phenomenal beast. I think what he's built is amazing. I think that he is an example, or even the quintessence, if I dare, of someone that is permanently dedicated to what they're doing. Yeah, all in. I think it's magnificent what he's built. Yeah. And I like to get romantic with people sometimes in a way that makes them feel slightly uncomfortable for my own entertainment. So like I let, I'm very open about my obsession with him. I mean, the whole thing's really delightful.
So okay, let's take a step back. So
like 10 steps.
First time meeting Rocky, how was it?
Mm-hmm. Meeting Rocky, I met him early on, man. Yeah. I met him early on in the business. Dude, obviously super cool, and always a good time to be around, And over the years, we've had a lot of good times. Back in the day when I was a little spunkier, what we would do, we had a thing where I'd show up, and if we were in a more casual environment, we would do the wheelbarrow. Like I'd drop my hands on the floor and he'd hold my legs and walk me around the bar like a wheelbarrow. That was like our thing. We haven't done it for a while, man. We got to get back to that.
PCA 2023.
The wheelbarrow.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of that, now I'm putting everything together. Are you going to be at PCA?
I don't know. Maybe.
Because SCG doesn't really get too involved with PCA. So
I did it this year after they bought my brand. So I mean, I don't know what to tell you.
Matt Booth does.
I may not. I have no. I make no commitments there.
Okay.
In either direction.
Okay. Well, so I was really talking about the first video before we went down to Rocky. But I mean, the first picture of you when you first got out the Marine. That's $1.
No, that's from the Bada Bing.
Yeah, I know.
I don't even know where that. Oh, this is in Australia. The Bada Bing is in Australia. It's five Aussie titty dollars.
It's amazing. So that's what you used to throw.
They take your money at the door and then they make you use that money.
Oh, how much of that money do you have?
I just have that one.
Yeah. So you threw everything else.
I only got that one.
So technically, hold on. We got to get technical now. You say you only got that one, but that's 5. So that was 5 ones.
I only got that 1 5.
So you only had 5?
Huh?
So did you only have 5?
I think it's getting a little staticky.
Yeah, it's my headset. It's weird.
Hello?
Jack's going through a tunnel.
Can you hear me? Hello? Can you hear me?
The old Verizon commercial, right? That was Verizon, right? I think that was Verizon.
He's hear me now. Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Good.
You're talking about this picture.
So hold on. No. You brought the Bada Bang book up.
Oh,
now we're talking about the Bada Bang book.
Bada Bing.
Bada Bing. Bada Bang.
Bada Bing. That's right here.
So how
I think
old?
They're in King's Cross.
Now I even see it too.
You see it, right?
Yes,
it's a silhouette.
I don't even know if that like she looks like she could have a body shape.
Infected.
So was it worth throwing? Well, maybe it wasn't worth throwing because you.
I think it was pretty cool. I think if I recall correctly, it was a nice place. I mean, it's been a while. I think this was years ago. I don't even know. I must have just shoved this on my desk.
So
I have many treasures here.
Let's talk about the actual picture that you shown of yourself. That ancient picture. Tell us what's going on in that picture.
Ancient, damn.
So,
first of all, that picture is like it's either was printed a long time ago. No, we're not gonna do this. That picture, hey, we're not gonna sit here and say that picture wasn't printed a long time ago.
Hey, my name is Bennett, and I'm not in it right now because I'm the youngest one on here.
Hey, that was caught on the Fuji film when you snap it and you had to move.
Damn.
Yeah, no, that's like maybe within a year of me getting out of the service.
Okay.
Shot in the alley behind my apartment on Melrose there. I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah, well, we see it. We see it. So if you could tell anything to that young man in that picture, based on what you have went through now, what would it be and why?
Well, first of all, I'd need time. I couldn't do it. I would need a couple days. Yeah. I'd take him somewhere and sit him down for like 3 days.
What would be your main what would be your main topic?
I think never treat it like it's not going to end.
Yeah.
You're already behind, and you must somehow invest in real estate, no matter how impossible it seems.
Absolutely.
Sell plasma, do whatever you have to do.
Yeah.
I think I'd probably tell him those two things.
But
there was so much in front of that guy, and he had no fucking idea. Like, if I told him, he'd look at me and be like, "You're out of your fucking mind."
Yeah.
You're kidding. Yeah.
I don't know about the other guys, but you just said a lot and just a little, right?
Yeah.
And the reason why it's a lot is because I don't think too many times people actually really get to sit down and say, if I can do it all over, right? Yeah. Everybody wants to know how you got there, right? People want to know, hey, Matt, you make some phenomenal cigars. Room 101 is almost in every damn shop that you walk in. Like, how'd you do it, right? And a lot of people are going to like pucker up. Oh, he's about to say something. And it's something as simple as like hard work. Yeah. Why? Because that question is so first layer of the onion, right? It's so many different things that happened within that layer, that peeling back that onion that got you to where you at. And it wasn't just hard work. It was those hard days, right? It was those days of like, how the hell am I going to figure this out? It's those months where how the hell am I going to pay for what I bought? Or how am I going to do this? Again, you said so much, but said so little.
Yep.
Look, man, not too many people understand this, but next year, Room 101 as a brand is going to be 20 years old.
Wow.
I've been doing this a long time. I've been fighting, effectively half my life for this. So, when you see someone where from the outside, somebody thinks like, hey, I'm going to, create a cigar brand and, if Pete Johnson can do it, I can do it. Well, no, you can't. Yeah. Actually. You can't, not even close. And Pete's been doing it longer than I have. So there's a reason, I don't want to say we make things look easy because I don't know that it looks easy, but maybe we make things look more achievable. Or more easy to achieve than they are because we've been working so hard for so long. Right. It looks that way.
It probably looks that way.
So what's the next stop on the Matt Booth train? Like, so you've said that you've been doing this a long time. You've been doing this a while. Mm-hmm. Where do you go from here? Who's your next, or do you have anything in the works? I know that you always probably do, but do you have another collab that we're going to see in the next year, the next month, the next 6 months?
I've been fucking around with the idea of launching a podcast with a friend of mine.
Okay.
And just, interviewing a lot of the, I mean, I over the years, I'm just kind of like a strangely and oddly connected and networked dude through all the people that I know. So, I mean, have really interesting guests on that are friends that have also been a part of our brand journey, right? And offer perspective on that, as well as, perspective as to things that they're into and what they're doing. And I think that's kind of what we might do next.
I spoke with that your co-host about that idea and some different ways to start it. So I think if that was to come to fruition, it'll be something that is be something crazy as hell, man. Like yeah. I'm gonna just.
It'll be like smoking bleach.
Literally
riveting.
Literally, it's like you don't have a clue of what the hell they're gonna talk about because both of them are just so spontaneous with their comments. Like,
but I also like the idea of giving information too.
Yeah.
Like I would love to. I mean, someday I would love to go back to 29 Palms, to my old base, and speak to my old battalion.
That's dope.
Because part of the reason I am where I am today was built on the chassis of the Marine Corps infantry.
Yeah.
And on from there. Every experience built one after the next.
Absolutely.
So I know that I think that the Matt Booth in the Marine Corps infantry and in the late 90s, I couldn't see my future, right? It didn't seem like there was much of one from where I was sitting, but there's a huge world out there for everybody. You just got to go get it and have the balls to keep going after it.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. But I think to kind of address it, I mean, obviously do all the fucking talking about dicks and stuff. That'll never change. But like also talk about, look, there's an aspirational element to what we've accomplished. And I think that, what the fuck did, somebody told me recently, they said you should tell your story because someday your story is going to become someone else's survival guide. And that really hit me when they said that to me, and it's a wild story, man. So it'd be fun to tell it.
And I think one thing about you, Matt, is you joke very like seemingly like well, right? But I guarantee.
Do I do well with the humor?
I think you do well.
Do I do well with the humor?
It almost feels natural. But I also believe that if your true story, because I know it's a story, I can look at you and see it's a story, right?
Fucking it is.
If you could actually tell your story, I think that could impact so many people in a impact people because it would solidify some of the things that you say jokingly, right? Mm-hmm. So when you told Terry, don't do it, right? It's so much.
Don't do it, Terry.
Behind that, right?
Don't.
And I guarantee, like a lot of people just don't understand that. And if it wasn't for people actually truly telling their story, it'll be remiss because people would not be able to put a true understanding to the testament that this person has endured and went through to get to where they are now.
Yeah, but nothing I mean, look, man, nothing I have done is less than achievable. I mean, obviously, so, it's also out there for the taking.
Right.
Johnny, you had something for Matt?
Yeah, and I think this is what it was. My question was, because we were talking about like inspiration and startups, and like one of your biggest inspirations, because you got like a lot of life experience prior to coming, well, not a lot, but prior service, and then I was reading, and before coming into the cigar industry, I think you started out making like jewelry, started a little bit dabbling in like jewelry. So
that's how I started the brand.
As far as inspiration, you're sitting down, you're getting ready to create a new blend, like what's going through your head? Like what's going through your head when you're sitting down thinking of, hey, as far as branding, as far as, what do I want to add to my collection? You know, what are the people wanting? You know, is that something that you take into consideration? What's needed in the market right now? You know, so yeah, just help us understand that thought process.
Yeah. I mean, the creative part of the work has been, is, and will forever be my favorite component. In fact, like all the other work that surrounds it is almost like, to monetize it is like to support the vice of creativity, right?
Yeah.
And I think that, I have created products knowing that I was meaning to fill some kind of void or satisfy a need in market, but that's rarely what drives me to build a product.
Yeah.
I kind of know, well, not kind of, I do know what I want and see for my collection, whether it's wearable, smokable, drinkable, etc. And so I'm fighting to achieve that, you know, and in cigars specifically, to have a comprehensive collection that works together, you know, where someone could come into Room 101 land and they could just stay for a while because they can satisfy all these different flavor and smoking experiences under one roof, if they so chose, you know. That's really my ultimate goal. So that's what I'm constantly chasing when I sit down to create.
You know, Matt, I think a lot of things that a lot of people don't really see, because you know you're so creative and you do so much, is also the awesome father you are too, right? How does this transition with STG really allow you to get back and really focus on the great things that your kids have to offer?
Well, look, man, I mean, I don't think it's a secret, but I fight very hard for my business, and simultaneously I fight very, very hard for my family. So I've always fought to try to balance both of those things the best I could. And obviously everything that I do is ultimately in the name of making their life better, you know, and to give my son, you know, opportunities and experiences that I could have only dreamt of as a kid, you know, and even as an adult, you know, so, nothing really changes, you know, other than we just keep having the time of our life.
Are you going to try to pass on Room 101 to your son?
Fuck no.
He's gonna be next door, Room 102.
No, I don't. However, what I do intend to do is through all the experiences of brand building across all these categories, is to make sure I can set him up to start digging into his dreams much earlier on than I did.
Hey, Jack, we talk about family, man. And just today, me and Carter, my son's name is Carter, I have a 4-year-old. We went to church this morning, right? And when we talk about family, like the cigar industry, man, how like people don't understand how all that shit, like it just comes together like a fucking mud pudding and pow. And Denver loves being in the shop working with you, man. You know, and talking with Matt Booth and his kid. Me and Carter, man, we went to fucking church this morning. Afterwards, I took him to the cigar shop. He hung out with me. I smoked the cigar. He played with the damn pool table, man. But like just seeing how family kind of plays such a vital role in any capacity within the cigar industry. I mean, any capacity you go, whether you're a shop owner, manufacturer, whatever, you know, family plays a huge part in the cigar industry, man. And anyway, that was my
100%.
You know, we
100%, man. Well, and look, man, you know, I didn't have, you know, when I was growing up, you know, my mom, my stepdad worked all the time, just to support basic needs, right?
Yeah.
And that's seemingly what life was. And, you know, the whole purpose behind all of this is to offer us a caliber and a quality of life where we get to enjoy more of what life is, you know, and we're not working until the day we fall over, you know, just to enjoy the scraps of our existence, you know.
I mean, is there any chance that maybe I know that we keep talking about Matt Booth's stories and everything. Is there any chance we might get a book out of Matt Booth at some point in time, like a documentary, or maybe
like
even
a romance novel? Like
maybe, I mean, you know, beating sticks, drums, and cigar prices. Like I don't know
like a Jeff.
That.
No, I can't. More like a Jeff Dahmer documentary.
Yeah, something. But
Eat the sandwich.
Is this a possibility that you would lay some things down for the experiences that you've had to put that out there for somebody else to kind of read through and say, hey, we didn't get to catch that episode of the Virtual Smoke Deck, but I can read about this now to kind of see what Matt Boof did,
100%. Yeah, that's. I mean, I've toyed with that idea. I'm partial to the idea for sure.
Okay, perfect.
Well, Matt, we wanted to make sure that one, we tell you how much we appreciate you for coming onto the show and blessing us with your presence as well as your humor. I was asked in the beginning when I first started, what was my most awkwardest interview, and hands down that went to our first interview. And the reason I say that, right, is because I was so fucking nervous, right? I don't even know, like I was like, oh my God, like Matt Booth, like my hands were sweaty, I was fidgeting. I wanted to make sure I asked all the right questions. I bet. But I think you were my first person, manufacturer wise, that was on my podcast back in 2020 when we actually started. So to see you here nearly 3 years later, Jesus, it's just amazing. And I just want to tell you, thank you so much. I know you're on a very tight schedule this evening. So I wanted to, open up the floor for any last remarks that you have for the viewers that was watching.
Well, look, man, thanks for having me on. I appreciate you having me come back. Some people never have me come back. It's complicated. So I'm honored that you would have me come back, And, I guess my parting words are, look, you got to follow us on all of our socials and all that nonsense and connect with us on Instagram, Room 101 Cigars and Shadow Army. Specifically, you got to enlist to get access to all of our limited edition drops. And Room 101 brand and myself, Matt Booth, and I'll see you out there, man.
Easy day. Well, thank you so much, guys. Y'all got anything else for Matt before we get him off? And we're gonna continue on. We have a quick topic that I want to cover with everybody.
Nah, we're golden, man. Matt, it's been a pleasure, my brother.
Now, Terry did ask, are you thinking about considering a bourbon to match your cigars?
Well, we make a gin.
Available
in 9 states, I might add. And my goal and our gin is composed to marry with a cigar smoking experience. So it's a very non-traditional gin. So I could or could not make bourbon in the future. My focus is to continue to develop our gin brand. Right.
Well, I will say this: my wife is a big gin connoisseur, and I have looked in several states, let alone liquor stores, for that part.
Where are you located?
Jacksonville, Florida.
Okay, we have distribution in Florida.
Do you know a store that's close to us?
I'll find out where it's sold in Jacksonville for you.
And also, if it just gets put on your heart to do a kind deed, I can give you my address too. Okay.
It's a heavily regulated product, and I could never offer to do something like that.
Oh, absolutely not. I would never.
Yeah. The Gin Fairy has been known to deliver packages.
But
I don't know who that is.
I don't either. But maybe I can meet him or her.
I don't think anybody meets the Gin Fairy. I don't think that's how that works.
Just lay a cigar under your pillow, Jack, at the end, at the end of the night, and it might fly through your window.
I want to know which one. Which one does the Gin Fairy like?
Padron 64.
Okay.
Yeah, there we go.
I'll put a Padron 64 under there.
Gin Fairy has good fucking taste.
Oh man.
Hey, well, Charles, there you go. He said he found it in Tampa. So.
Oh, very nice.
Nice.
Perfect.
You may have something brought to you by Tuesday. Okay.
There we go.
Okay, I like it. Well, Matt, I appreciate you stopping by, man. My brother, it's been a pleasure. Until next time, you stay safe and stay smoky, brother.
The pleasure's mine, guys. Thanks for having me on. I'll see you
soon. Thanks, man. Take it easy, bud.
Hey, guys. What a show.
What a great show.
What a show.
Great show. And some dark humor. Yo, Matt Booth is crazy. Yo,
Yes.
the guy is hilarious as hell. Like
crazy. And if we're saying he's crazy, gotta be crazy.
yeah, because we say some off.
I'll be at the shop,
crap,
by the way. I'll be at the shop, Charles. You let me know when. Message me on my personal Instagram at Jack the Cigar Enthusiast, and I will be here. Hey, you know, we got some great stuff in line. Like this whole month is nothing but action-packed interviews, man. We got Jonas from Blackbird on next week.
Yeah.
We got Noel Rojas from Rojas Cigars.
Awesome.
On the 23rd. And we got a special collaboration from two of the craziest fucking brothers in the goddamn industry, man. So let's see if you guys can guess. Now they're not like well known. Well, okay, they might be.
They're pretty big on Instagram though, right? Like I see them flying in and out. They got a lot of hip hop whenever they're doing the videos on
Oh, yeah, I think you're talking about freaking Foundation or something.
Yeah, I was gonna say because I know that they do a lot of like the zoom in and zoom out, like yo, check out the cigars, and they're always. That was my guess.
No,
I'm thinking
them.
hard.
Okay,
not them.
I'm thinking hard.
We got now. They have a brother that passed away. This is the riddle. I don't know how to riddle, so I'm not good at riddling. But I'm gonna say this. So they have a brother that passed away that was really big in. I want to say Drew Estates, really big. He was actually the reason why both of them got into the industry. And I'm not gonna steal their story. I'm gonna let them explain their story.
Okay. Yeah,
but I'll tell you guys who it is maybe next week. You gotta come check out the show next week.
Okay.
Find out who it is. But it's definitely gonna be something worth. I mean, we're gonna have 5 people in the virtual smoke bag. I don't even know how this shit is gonna look, how it's gonna play out, but
we're gonna somehow, some way, we're either gonna have to like raise hands, or, like wave a flag, and Jack's gonna have to be like the moderator. Like, all right, Johnny, you're up. Go ahead, ask your question.
Hey, I'm gonna be like, what's her name from First Take? I know Johnny doesn't know.
Yeah. Well,
Sam, is it Sam?
Oh, from First Take.
Samantha. No, not Samantha. Come on, guys. I know you guys watch First Take. Who's the lady in First Take? I don't want to give any other details. My wife be watching. But the lady from First Take, I need to know who she is. But that's how I'm gonna be. I'm like, hey, stop, Sean, go.
Hey, that works, man.
Just Molly.
Okay.
I'll say what you couldn't say, Jack.
You did.
So I think Jack's gonna have to wear instead of an Eagles jersey.
I'm gonna wear a bra.
He's gonna have to wear a ref's uniform with a whistle.
Right.
And whenever you hear the whistle, flag on the play, tap your shoulder. All right, Sean, you're up. All right, Johnny, you're up.
10 seconds in the background.
In the penalty box.
Hey, I just want to say this too. Go Birds, baby. Go Birds.
Ooh.
Go Birds.
Ooh.
5-0, baby.
Oof.
Hey, I was watching the game in the background, and Arizona got down to the 43-yard line, kicked the 43-yard line field goal, and we called a timeout right when they were about to kick. Second kick, they missed it.
Oof. All right.
That was a good game.
Hey.
Good for
let's hope that they can all stay healthy and keep pushing through. I mean, that's been the Eagles' biggest problem for most of the time.
You're not
staying healthy.
My team.
No. Hey, it's never disrespect as long as it's honest.
Hey, that is a fact.
As long as it's true.
That is a fact.
As long as it's true.
Hey, I see why the Dolphins kept trying to keep Tua in too, because they got handed to him today.
Yeah. We got pretty smacked around this time. We're right now the Dolphins are looking like they're in a can of albacore tuna right now.
Hey man, hey fellas. I think we had a great show, and I took it. Kind of goes into some stuff that I had go on with me this week, and not nothing bad. It's actually really freaking amazing. If you guys haven't watched or haven't seen, I had a video literally go viral. literally.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like a million views, right, man?
I got 1.2 right now.
Yeah,
Nice.
1.2, man.
I did see that.
That's something great.
Yes.
And also we have something else happening in brewing.
Nice.
Okay.
That's gonna cause for a in-person show that I think is gonna be a freaking amazing. I think it's gonna be freaking amazing.
Okay.
So the gem of the week is gonna be this. Keep your eye on the prize.
Yeah.
And never give up.
Okay.
Doesn't matter what people say you can and can't do.
That's it.
Keep your eyes on the prize and never give up.
That's it.
Never give up. So hashtag never give up.
Never give up.
Eye on the prize. Hey, there you go. Eye on the prize. Hashtag never give up.
Yep. I'm putting that one out there too. Never
give up. Never give up. Hey, man, I want to tell you guys on this air in front of everybody as well, man, how grateful I am for you two, right? And I don't think you can say it enough.
Yeah.
But I'll be honest with you, whether anybody agrees or not, we are destined for some greatness that's gonna come our way.
Absolutely.
Not only on the virtual smoke deck, but even in our personal lives, bro.
Nice.
Like there is some stuff that's about to happen for all three of us. That when we come to say we are here to celebrate it all, I mean that. Like, I mean that. It's not a state too far. It's not a text too small. But we are about to embrace something big, and I need you guys not only to be ready for it, but keep your eyes out for it and know when it happens, it's going to happen. So I just want to tell you guys, I love you guys, and keep doing your damn thing. Love you too, brother. Man. I know I wanted to say that publicly, right? We could have easily said this as a behind the scene conversation, but I wanted you guys to know that, like, that's what I mean. Anyway, we are the Virtual Smoke Deck. I'm Jack, the cigar enthusiast.
I'm Johnny, the cigar baker.
And I'm Sean with the smoking section.
And we are the Virtual Smoke Deck. If you are watching from Facebook, go ahead and like, subscribe, give us a huge thumbs up, all of that good stuff on Facebook, and turn on the notification bell so you can get notified when we go live, as well as if you're watching from Facebook, don't be the only one to have this amazing content at your fingertips. Go ahead and press that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, give us a huge thumbs up as well on that. And shout out to our sponsors here on the Virtual Smoke Deck. Dapper D Cigars is a cigar lounge located in Jacksonville, Florida. If you ever have any cigar needs or wants that you need met, go shop DapperDCigars.com today. Also, shout out to our sponsor, McAuliffe Cigars. Man, we are still in the mix. Amanda McAuliffe got married on October 1st. So shout out to McAuliffe Cigars. Special congratulations to Amanda and her husband on tying the knot. And it's time to, again, smoke McAuliffe. Also, speaking of that, McAuliffe will be officially in Dapper D's starting Monday. So be on the lookout for all the McAuliffe cigars that we have decided to bring in. I think it's going to be, they have amazing cigars, and it's going to be an amazing product that does well in our shop. So with that being said, man, fellas, thank you so much. And again, we are the Virtual Smoke Deck. Y'all stay smoky. We'll see you guys next week.
Later.